Hi, I'm Alan McInally, former professional football player and Sky Sports Soccer Saturday pundit, coming to you ahead of Week 5 in the Premiership this week. And of course with me, my little buddy.
How are you doing, big man?
I'm here, no problem. Former Arsenal and Manchester City striker, Paul Dickov. Of course, this is Week 5, excuse me, and only one team now unbeaten. Paul Dickov's Manchester City.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, apart from being unbeaten, which to be fair, they deserved it. It's always nice to go to Man United and get a result.
It is, and that first 40 minutes.
By the way, hang on a minute. You've got 10 seconds to gloat here, all right?
No, 20 minutes at least. The first 40 minutes is the best, or one of the best performances I've seen, well, especially from a City team, but in the Premier League. They were just sensational. Passing, moving, you think, no Aguero.
No, exactly.
People are talking about Pep and the players and banging on about all the money they've spent, but 8 of the starting 11 that played at Old Trafford were there last year, so it just shows you the impact that Pep Guardiola was having, and you know, strength and depth. You know, Gundogan to come back in, Sané, Vincent Kompany to come back. You know, they're looking.
10 seconds.
I'll keep going if you want.
Absolutely. Remember, Betsafe are the official betting partner of Premier League giants Manchester City. And of course, that season offer, I remind you every week, if you have a bet on a correct score at Manchester City, home or away, and the game finishes in a score draw, then Betsafe will guarantee your money back. And a great price specials this week. There'll be the McInally treble, there'll be the Dickov treble, and for the first time, our new treble chance boosted offer. I like this one, I really like this one, Paul. So Chelsea against Liverpool, it's on the Friday evening. Lallana, Cahill or Firmino to score first, 17-4, just a little over 4-1. That seems a little high, especially the way Lallana and Firmino are playing right now. Okay, let's get into it pretty quickly. Let's go to the Dickov treble. You've gone for West Ham. That fixture is West Brom against West Ham.
Yeah, I just think, look, West Ham actually let me down last week. So
well, to be honest,
give them another chance.
2-0 up, you're thinking, well, go and put the game to bed. Got to say, Watford were sensational.
Yeah, they were, and you know, I think we've spoke the last few weeks that if Gallo and Deeney play well for Watford, that they'll cause all sorts of problems.
Exactly.
But I just fancy West Ham going to West Brom. West Brom struggling a bit at the minute, mate. Not just on the pitch, but off the pitch. You know, Tony Pulis has came out transfer deadline day and had a little bit of a dig at the board, but not getting his players, and it just doesn't seem all good and well for me there. And I think West Ham, especially with Payet back playing games now, will have too much for them there.
Well, certainly you would think if they go 2-0 up, they might not concede 4 goals this time. Just a quick one in the prices. West Brom 8-5, 9-4 the draw, which I think is a big price. I'm kind of swaying to the draw because I'm just not sure on the Jekyll or Hyde of West Ham. West Ham are odds against 11-6, so I think that's why the wee man's treble might be quite attractive to you. The other one you've gone for is Palace against Stoke. Now, you've stuck your neck on the line here going for Palace. I know Stoke got battered last week. Palace went to Borough and got a result.
Got a great result as well.
But they've been struggling at home, Paul.
They have. I just think with Benteke scoring, you know, you were at the game when they played Bournemouth a few weeks ago. In second half, Palace done everything but put the ball in the back of the net.
Absolutely.
And Benteke getting off the mark, I think, it's going to be massive for them. And I was at Stoke last Saturday, and Tottenham absolutely destroyed them. And I'm worried about Stoke, what I seen last week. You know,
I think they would be all right, Stoke, with the players they've bought and some of the goal threat they've got. But the biggest disappointment for me was I don't remember anyone going to Stoke for ages and scoring 4 goals.
No, well, the last time Tottenham done it last year, didn't it, towards the end of the season?
That,
But it was just, look, Mark Hughes, I played under Mark at Blackburn, and he'll sort it out. But Stoke were in the game, very much like when Man City went there. When Tottenham scored to go 1-0 up, 4, 5, 6 of them disappeared. And that was the one thing that really made me, there was no characters, no leaders in there, which a Stoke City team, that's the one thing you expect, and that's the reason I'm going for Palace.
Absolutely. Palace 19-20, 5-2 the draw. Stoke 31-10, 3-1 Stoke. It's a massive price if you're a Stoke fan and you're on Betsafe and you want some money in that sports book wallet. Your last one, Spurs against Sunderland. I'm on your side here. On their result last week, they were pretty good, and of course Harry Kane scoring again, that might help them.
Yeah, no, just said I was there, and Spurs second half were sensational. Christian Eriksen absolutely ran the show. He was different, and it's hard. He's only 21, 22. You know, you expect. I was surprised. I thought he was 26, 27 going on. And Harry Kane getting off the mark, and you know, Sunderland struggling, took a bad beating Monday night. And I just think out of all the fixtures this weekend, that's a banker.
If you fancy correct score betting, I've just got a couple of odds here for you. Spurs to win 3-1, 19-2. Remember the game's at home, and Sunderland, certainly in that second half against Everton, looked as though they were going to concede more. Spurs to win 2-0, 20-65 is another decent bet. And Sunderland to win, if you're a Sunderland fan, 2-1, 29-1. 1-1 the draw at 9-1, which I don't so I would doubt that very much. Reminder of the Dickov treble then: Palace, Spurs and West Ham 7-1, which is a boosted price on Betsafe. 7-1. Now, so far, to be fair, I think we've given you 2 or 3 trebles. We've hit the crossbar a couple of times, but I must admit 7-1 is very attractive. So the Dickov treble is Palace, Spurs and West Ham. And remember, if you're a new customer and you have a £10 bet, you will get a £20 welcome offer. You have nothing to lose. Have a £10 bet and Betsafe will give you £20. The McInally treble, which incidentally I have to say, I did Everton at Sunderland, I did Bournemouth to beat West Brom, and I did Burnley to beat Hull. And I was on the gantry for the game for Soccer Saturday for Sky Television. And when Snodgrass is taking the free kick on 94th minute, I could just see the money disappearing into the ether, and he put it in the back of the net.
I was buzzing actually. Only for Snoddy. Only for Snoddy.
Really?
That's why.
Right, McInally treble, let's go through. We've already spoken about I've put Spurs in as well. I'm along with Paul here. I think Spurs will be far too strong for Sunderland. I think it's going to be a tough season for them. So we've kind of really spoken about the Spurs side, and I'm going to go with everything that Paul said. I think with Harry Kane scoring again, I know they were beaten midweek by Monaco at Wembley, but they're back at White Hart Lane. I think it'll make a big difference. I've gone Leicester to beat Burnley. Again, Leicester 3-0 winners at Bruges, Champions League. I'm a big fan of Sean Dyche, but going to Leicester I think might be tough for them.
Yeah, I do. And what Burnley will do, they'll go there and frustrate them. But Leicester, I'm really impressed with the signings they've made. You know, we spoke about Musa, we spoke about Mendy, but Slimani coming in, I think because he's an old-fashioned type centre forward, and where Leicester have struggled is when teams defend deep. What they can afford to do now is push him right up and get crosses in the box, and teams are going to do that for them. Yeah,
exactly. The reason why I'm quite big on Leicester this weekend is I watched most of the Bruges game, and I thought Vardy had just that little half yard again. He looked sharp as attack, and if he does that against Burnley, I think he'll cause them problems. Although having said that, I've got to say Michael Keane was very good at the back, and Ben Mee as a centre half for Burnley was excellent. Be quite a good game. I just think Leicester will edge it. 70-12 Leicester, so there's shades of odds on. 65 the draw, Burnley 51 to 10, a big 5-1 Burnley if you think they can go there and cause an upset. My third is Southampton to beat Swansea. Now I say that because the game's at home, but I will say I was hugely impressed with Swansea getting a point against Chelsea.
Yeah, I wasn't. Southampton were so unlucky not
Very
to go to the Emirates.
Penalty late on?
Not for me.
Soft, isn't it?
Not for. There's going to be contact, isn't there? And that's the one thing that's winding me up about all these penalties that are happening at the minute. You know, me and you played now, we'll get sent off every week.
Yeah, well, you certainly you need to be really careful, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course you would. Southampton at home, I think that's...
The game we're talking about incidentally was Southampton just being beaten by Arsenal, scoring, was it Cazorla, was it Sanchez? Sanchez scored a late penalty. Got it one here, I can't remember, it was a late penalty anyway that did them over.
Yeah, but Swansea I thought against Chelsea played really, really well.
A good one.
Problem I've got with Southampton and Swansea is you look at the results and performances, they're chalk and cheese from week to week at the minute, you know, and it's really hard to call that one. But I think Southampton at home might shade it, big man. It's not bad, that treble.
Yeah, it's not. I've gone a little skinny. My treble will be 11-4 incidentally. It's a boosted price on Betsafe. With a bit of luck, if you do have a bet on it, then that sportsbook will look a little bit better. So my treble is Spurs, Leicester to beat Burnley, and Southampton to beat Swansea. Southampton 2-3, so again a shade of odds on. 11-4 the draw. If you're a Swansea fan, you can have 24-5. So a reminder of that: Southampton, Leicester, Spurs for me. And if you're a new customer and you fancy a £10 bet, you will get £20 free. Okay, that's our trebles. I'll remind you about them a little later on. Of course, Betsafe, the official sponsor of Manchester City. Chelsea against Liverpool on Friday night.
What a game that's going to be.
What a belter of a game.
I know, and Liverpool scoring goals for fun, but can't defend at the minute. You know, Chelsea.
Well, they won pretty easy. I know the new stand and the whole shooting match and everything was going down the right way, and they gave Leicester a bit of a doing.
They were impressive though, weren't they?
Yeah.
Going forward, and you know, Chelsea without John Terry, David Luiz coming in the way Liverpool are attacking at the minute.
Well, the game is at Chelsea.
Yeah. I'm going to stick my neck out and go for Liverpool, just
really?
Purely because of the attacking prowess that
Chelsea
they've got there.
5-2 incidentally. Liverpool are favourites for this, maybe unsurprisingly, 11-5, and it's 5-2 the draw. I've got a couple of ones here you fancy. Number of goals over 3.5.
I think there'll be a lot of goals.
Well, there's every chance. I mean, you get
Costa's on
17
fire.
to 10 about it. You know, it's still pretty good. Yeah.
Costa's upsetting everybody and scoring goals again, which is great to watch. But I just think Firmino, Coutinho, Lallana, Sturridge, going forward, Liverpool look fantastic at the minute.
Defensively, you still being happy with Liverpool, or do you think they could still be better? I know
No,
they conceded the one goal against
I'm
us.
amazed they didn't sign a left back and another centre half. You know, James Milner's been unbelievable pro everywhere he's been, but he's not a left back.
No,
you know,
no, he's not.
And I think defensively that could cause them problems. And I think looking at the goals thing here, looking at both defences, I think there could be a lot of goals in the game. But Liverpool look impressive to me at the minute.
Chelsea to win 1-0 if you think it's going to be tight, 91. Chelsea to win 2-1, 81 to 10. So you get 8-1 that actually, which is pretty good. The draw 59 to 10, 2-2 if you fancy that would be obviously over 3.5 goals, which is Paul is suggesting. 23 to 2, so we're getting almost 12s on that. If you're a Liverpool fan, the way Paul thinks the game might go, Liverpool to win 2-1, 19 to 2. Liverpool to win 3-1. 24 to 1. I do agree with you. I think there'll be goals in it. I think it'll be more open than people are thinking. And the way Liverpool are playing, you wouldn't be surprised. A Costa hat trick, 34 to 1. Now that really should be booked, scores,
sent off,
bites somebody. Whether you can say that or not, I take that back. But you know that it could be that. But never mind, 34 to 1. And the treble chance boost offer, I'll remind you again, Cahill, Lallana or Firmino to score the first goal. 17 to 4.
That's a great bet.
Well, Cahill at corners for starters, set pieces.
Lallana's on fire at the minute, and
Firmino
scoring goals.
That may be a big price bet. Save you might actually get your fingers burned on that with a bit of luck. We mentioned them earlier on. We'll get to them now. Your team, Man City against Bournemouth. Bournemouth coming off a win against West Brom. Wiltshire only played a bit part.
You would expect them to start now, wouldn't you? I was surprised.
Thanks very much. I'll start the game. When do we play? We go to the Etihad and play Man City.
The way they're playing in the middle of the park at the minute as well. It's so hard to see by. What is Man City on this one? 7 games, 7 wins. I know Aguero's not playing, but the young lad Kelechi and Nacho's on fire. And I've seen a ridiculous start this week. How true it is, I don't know. But he's had 13 shots in the Premier League. Now, whether that's 13 shots in target or 13 shots in total in his career, and he scored 9 goals.
Well, it must have been warming up or something.
It's crazy, isn't it? You know, and he comes on again the other night there in the Champions League, scores again. People start of the season were saying, what if Aguero gets injured? What if Aguero? This kid's the real deal.
Yeah, he's good.
Gundogan coming in is one of the best debuts I've seen.
Has he got? Sorry to interrupt. Has he got a problem with his starting 11 because he does have so many to pick from? I mean, it would be tough to get into the team.
I've not got a clue what he'll do when everybody's fit, especially that.
Well, even this weekend.
Fernandinho's been a revelation.
Yeah.
He left David Silva out. Gundogan's in there. De Bruyne, Sterling, Nolito, Navas. It's just
all the best Bournemouth.
Absolutely, and it's the ones who were there last year that have come on so much. Alexander Kolarov last year, City fans wanted to lynch him, and he's been really a revelation. Yeah, Fernandinho, Nicholas Otamendi, diving in last season.
Talked about Man City. Give us something on Bournemouth.
Callum Wilson.
Got the only goal last week.
Yeah, good player. I mean, I remember seeing him when he was at Coventry as a kid, and you could tell then that he was going to go and score goals. And this is going to be a fancy City, obviously, but this is going to be a tricky one now because everybody's going to be expecting Man City to win 3, 4 and 5 as they're doing. And Bournemouth, under Eddie Howe, the way they set up is going to make it difficult.
I think it'll be a good game. I'm not saying that they'll try and frustrate them because I think Bournemouth will look to they'll have a spell in the game where they'll have an opportunity. Just incidentally, I'll mention if you think City are going to win and they're going to win easy, I've just won the little one. I've just taken 4-1. In other words, both teams to score 4-1, 17 to 1. It'd be difficult to go against Manchester City. I agree with you. And if you can score 4 goals at home in the Champions League against Borussia Mönchengladbach, then you can certainly score 4 against Bournemouth.
You can, and look, it's going to be Bournemouth will make it difficult. But the way City have played at Old Trafford, and especially the Champions League game during the week, you can't see past a City win.
Keep the unbeaten run going. Hull against Arsenal. Now, Hull were very good in the first half last week. Probably should have scored a couple of goals. Got out of jail with a point at Burnley after Snodgrass scores a free kick. I spoke to Mike Phelan. He's happy the way things are going. I don't know, he hasn't got a contract yet as the manager.
It's ridiculous.
And I don't know why in my head, but I couldn't bet Arsenal if you gave me all the money in the world. You're going to say Arsenal are going to win now. I think it's a real tricky one for them because I think in the Champions League I think they were lucky with a point.
Yeah, they were. I was amazed they played Ospina as well in goal. I know that wasn't why they ended up, well, they got a good point in the end, but they should have been out of sight. PSG should have killed them off. I think this is a tricky one. I think Arsenal, new signings coming in as well, do look stronger.
Even just looking at last week, I know Koscielny's got a Google. Cathala penalty, it was 94th minute that he got the penalty against Southampton. They're
stuttering over the line at the minute.
A little bit. That's my problem with this particular game. Hull, I'll just give you the odds before you start, Paul. 51 to 10 Hull, so they're 5 to 1 Hull. I just think it's quite a big price. 31 to 10 the draw, 3 to 1. Arsenal odds on 3 to 5. It's the only odds on one. I've looked at the fixtures this week and thought, I mean, they might go there and play the way they did against Watford, blow them out the water, and the game's over and done with.
That's the problem you've got with Arsenal. You don't know what you're getting from week to week, and I fancy the draw in that one. I think Hull could frustrate them.
I'd lay Arsenal all day long at the weekend. I really would, especially the way Hull played. I was really, really impressed. Livermore, Curtis Davis at the back, I thought were very good, and the boy Huddleston's one of the best passers of the ball in the middle of the park.
And my old mate will give him a mention again. Robert Snodgrass is on fire at the minute. You know, the way he's came back from his injury, and the way he's playing, and he's adding goals to his game now.
Hat trick for Lukaku at Sunderland, an 11-minute hat trick actually. Everton versus Middlesbrough.
Can't see past Everton on that one. I like Middlesbrough. I just think Ronald Koeman, the way he's got them playing, they're going to be up there, I think, pushing Europe
I thought
this
they
year.
won easy on
it was too easy for them.
Monday night.
It could have been 5-6 quite easily. And Lukaku back scoring goals. And you know, Koeman's went in there and made a statement, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ross Barkley. You know, a big call at half time to take him off, and he showed he's not scared to do that, and it worked.
Well, you and I know, having worked for loads of different managers, he's the boss at Everton. I don't know, before it was like, well, obviously you knew who Roberto Martinez was there, but the whole thing was just a little bit, I don't know that it was too friendly. No one is under any illusions of who the boss is at Everton.
Hit the nail on the head, big man. I think it was all a bit too familiar, a bit too friendly, a bit too nice. He's went in there and he's been ruthless, and I like it. Actually.
I think I'd be sitting a little bit more bolt upright at Everton, and I think that's proven the way they played in the second half against Sunderland.
So obvious. I mean, the players came out and said the manager told us in no uncertain terms at half time, and they came out and performed like that. So that is purely down to Ronald Koeman. Can
we make a case for Middlesbrough at all? Maybe trying to get something. They have scored a couple of goals and they've had a decent start to the season. They did get beat at home by Palace last week.
Yeah, I was surprised at that. Negredo's been a big player for them.
Yeah.
And defensively they're always sound, but I just think the way Everton are playing at the minute, they'll nick that quite easily.
I think Paul makes a great point there. Defensively they've been sound, but they'll be asked a question at Goodison on Saturday. Last one, Watford against Manchester United.
Watford, for me, I can't call from week to week. You know, I've said, well, we've said it every week, that if Gallo and Dine are at it and perform and on the front foot, like they were at West Ham last week, they will cause any team in the Premier League problems.
Did you see it 2-0 West Ham, you're thinking finishes 4-1?
Yeah.
I didn't see them scoring 4 goals without West Ham getting back into the game.
Not at all, but I think purely it was down to the front two.
Yeah.
I know there's other players in the team that contribute to that, but if they two are at it, it breeds confidence all the way through. United with Ibra, resting Rooney during the week, it's difficult to see past United, but it all depends what Watford turns up for me.
True.
If they perform like they did second half last week, they will cause Man United all sorts of problems.
United odds on 3 to 5. Watford just over 5 to 1, 51 to 10. 3 to 1 the draw. He'll be disappointed, Mourinho, last week, obviously, but there'll be a lot of people who think just odds on is still a decent price for Manchester United to go to Watford and turn them over.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed, but he'll be pleased the reaction he got second half. Yeah. You know, and it takes a big man to admit your mistakes and make 2 substitutions at half time, and they were completely different. I think Ibrahimovic is fantastic and scoring goals, and I expect United to win, especially at odds on.
Brilliant, well that's it, we've done it, we've got through week 5 on Betsafe. Hopefully we'll put you in the right direction. I'll just remind you about our trebles, the McInally treble, Southampton, Leicester and Spurs, all to win 11 to 4, and the Dickov treble is Spurs, Palace and West Ham at a boosted price of 7 to 1. And remember, promote this big time. Treble chance price boost throughout the Premier League. We're going to do the Friday night game, Chelsea against Liverpool, a boosted offer of 17 to 2. 3 chances here, Lallana, Cahill or Firmino, all to score first. You never told me you'd made the Ryder Cup, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just off now, getting on the plane in a couple of weeks'
Is it the
time.
wild cards you've made it? Yeah.
It's the Wider Cup, not the Ryder Cup, mate.
Brilliant. Listen, this has been Betsafe, the official betting partner of Manchester City. Hopefully we'll put you in the right direction and that sportsbook wallet will be a little thicker come Monday morning. From Paul and myself, see you next week.